WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Hi, Lieutenant. How are you doing? Aw, did you find your land nav point, Lieutenant? Good job, Lieutenant. You get a
Expert Action Badge.
Put on your uniform right.
Expert Action Badge.
Show up to work on time.
Expert Action Badge.
Qualify on your weapon.
Expert Action Badge. Badge of Action.
Find your guide on.
Expert Action Badge.
That's right. Just doing your normal warrior task and drills, you get a
Expert Action Badge.
Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Shit in a bag, Pogue. Badge of Action.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Action Badge.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
From the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence, this 18 August 2022. Yeah. Within the Mountain Bunker Complex or somewhere in the basement of the Pentagon underneath the food court where the hot dog stand is at. So, all love, man. All love. No hard feelings. Just shit. What up, Shane? Cavman. I'm going to start calling you Cavman. I can't imitate Cavman anymore and have Cavman without Cavman. Well, now you are Cavman because I imitated you and I appropriated your method of discussing. So there you go. Good to see everybody in the chat's all happy. So let's see what we're going to talk about. It's going to be a short show tonight. I got shit to do this weekend. I got this weekend coming up. I got a lot of things happening this weekend and the next weekend. I have events that are planned, and I'm kind of pumped, to go do this stuff. So I'm going to get you're going to get a little bit of me. But I do not touch sheep's butts. I do not. I do have some little bit of news here. I'm just giving you some updates that are everything's being scheduled and unlocked. Cavman, it is, baby. No honeydew. Sorry. No such thing. Yeah. Anyways, honey did. That's the problem. Anyways, I what was I saying? Sheep's butts do be thick, right? I don't know, man. What is that new slang? Is that new slang? Is that sheep butt thing for like the new private or the new unit hottie that's in the organization? Is that what you call them? Is that what you say, sheep butt or something like that? Oh, look at that sheep butt, dude, man. Did you see that new sheep butt? Where's she at? She's in that. Oh, it could be a guy. It could be a guy saying it too. Guys can say that. Hey, look at the sheep butt. Whatever. So real quick, on a serious note, we are right now the anniversary of the withdrawal of Afghanistan, and all the way up culminating until the next week. I'm gonna have a guest host with me. It's gonna be Scott Mann. He wrote and directed and created the story. It was actually a play, Elegy of a Green Beret, and he did a movie of it, just like Hamilton. You know how Hamilton was a great play, and then they filmed the play, so that's pretty much the same thing, in that same spirit, I should say. And so he's going to be my guest host on the 25th, and that's going to be next Sergeant's Time next week. And then Wednesday, there is going to be a, what's up, Musa? Yeah, exactly that. The Afghanistan clusterfuck withdrawal. Wednesday is going to be the showing of Elegy of a Green Beret. It's going to be a live showing, which means I'm going to be on right before the show, before the movie is played, and then I will be providing commentary. If you guys want to shoot the shit and talk, that's going to be, it's going to be it's a heavy show. If you've not seen this movie, we premiered it on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, but this is going to be posted live on all of our live streaming platforms. So there's going to be commentary at the beginning of the movie. The movie's going to play, and I won't be providing comment. I won't be saying anything, so you guys will be watching it live, and then I will be providing commentary afterwards. So, and it's going to be pretty heavy. Scott Mann's also going to be coming on talking about his book that's going to be premiering, Operation Pineapple Express. You guys saw on the TL on WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page. You also saw the movie trailer for Send Me with Nick Palmisano. A lot of emotions going to be happening. Losing one of my fellow psyopers, Staff Sergeant Ryan Nouse. So it's going to be pretty heavy. So that I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows. After that, I'm going to be flying to San Antonio. So for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, so for the weekend, I'll be in San Antonio. I already got, everyone's already, hey, I heard you going to San Antonio. I already got meet and greets and meet and events and all that. So I'm pretty excited about that too. We're going to have pre-season, baby. That's right. Raiders, yeah. It's a grocery store, mostly in Texas, yeah. What was I going to say? Google Alabama Hot Pockets? No, I don't know. I'm going to Google that right now. But anyways, I'm going to be attending an event, bringing awareness to domestic violence, and this event's going to be held in San Antonio. You guys are going to start seeing some graphics and stuff like that, and of course on Monday, you'll be you're going to get inundated with promos and stuff like that. That's going to be pretty cool. Janae Sergio, the one of the former guests that we've had on here, she's been on here twice. She's going to be there with me and several other veteran groups, and to include I can't believe I'm saying this, but Grunt Style is going to be there too. So I know we're all going to see Kumbaya, and it'll be pretty cool. HEB stands for Howard E. Butt. Right. Okay. Butt. So I'm already letting it out right now that I'm going to be in San Antonio. Amarillo by morning, and then I'm pretty excited. I got some friends that want to link up and hang out, and I'm all about it. That'd be pretty cool. I'm trying to find the graphic right here. Hang on, let me pull up the graphic. Again, it's only going to be a short show, so. Hey yo, you want to join? Well, hang on, let me pull up the graphic up right quick. I hope they serve tacos in hell. I think they do. Where's that? I literally just drew this down. It's next weekend. Don Cesar, mi amigo, hermano. Yep. You know the deal, man. Let me pull this. I got to pull this down. I got to be more organized. Let me go to the. Yep. There you go. So it's going to be the end of Summer Bash. Hang on, let me pull this out here. I'm all over the place tonight, but like I said, I'm only going to be on short for a little bit. So, pew pew. There, let me go ahead and post this up. There we go. All right. So, there we go. End of Summer Bash. So, it is going to be, it was 100 degrees. Wow. So it's going to be Back Unturned Brewing Company, end of Summer Bash, and it's going to be a fundraiser supporting 8 Days of Hope, which is a shelter for battered victims of domestic violence, and book signing by Janae Sergio, and it's going to be on the 27th of August on Saturday, and it's going to be from 3 to 8 p.m. And it's going to be pretty cool. Wikipedia. It's not for Wikipedia. I had to pull up the graphic. So those are going to be the folks in attendance. I'm going to be there. There's going to be some music. There's going to be some food tents there. So come on out and grab some selfies and all that, and then enjoy yourselves. And understand it's a fundraiser supporting a good cause. Lately, we've been inundated with stories of veterans and military service members that have been victim of domestic violence, and so. That's why a lot of people have been like, hey, how come you don't respond to my emails, or how come you're not? It's because I'm setting up a lot of stuff. I mean, we'll get to you. I'll get to you. And it seems like we're biting. I'm biting the whole piece of an elephant before I can eat the whole thing by myself. I can't do it. I need help. So I'll be there hanging out in San Antonio. I'm excited. It's been years since I've been to San Antonio. As a matter of fact, damn, it's been years. God, it's been years. I got some family members that are like, already, you're gonna be in San Antonio. You're gonna where you're gonna be in San Antonio too. So, but it's gonna be cool. You'll see some graphics and you'll see some promos getting posted up as the time gets closer. We just don't want to inundate you guys with endless spamming and all that. We wanted to get it just right so that way you guys know, hey, when's it happening, and you don't miss it. So, and of course I'll talk about it on Monday and I'll talk about it on Thursday, because then that's when I bounce. And so it's just like tomorrow. And so I'm doing a little short show right quick for you guys. I wasn't going to do a show tonight, but then I was like, I'll go up there and I'll stand up in front of formation and shit talk everybody. Exactly that, San Antonio. Exactly. You get exactly how someone's accent is or where they're from when you say, hey, where are you? Last time I've been in San Antonio, you're like, oh, are you right from there? Located? So pretty excited. Like I said, for a good cause. There was going to be an opportunity where I was going to go visit the shelter and speak with the director and speak and hear some of the stories and all that. Because that shit right there just gets me, it gets me in the feels right there, man. Because that's like, you lay your hands on a woman, dude, you a fucking shitbag. I'm going to visit the Alamo. It is the most Masonic thing to do, to visit the Alamo. You got to do it. But yeah, so that's what's happening. So real quick, I just wanted to do some real quick, not shout outs, but what the fuck you thinking type of shit. What do you call that? Is that a shout out, or is it diming somebody out? Because when you say shout out to me means, how do I say this? A shout out to me is like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give them a shout out. Or can it mean both? You kids need to tell me what's going on. What's the proper use of the vernacular there? Because I don't want to fuck it up. Sometimes my daughters will correct me on some of the things that I say or don't say, and they're like, Dad, we don't say that anymore. So, by the way, you got a video of the best pillow fight at Fort Benning? Oh, really? Oh, okay. Our unit had to all sign a self-reporting agreement. Yeah, exactly that, right? Yeah, you're damn right. Fucking self-report. What's wrong with the fucking... Why don't people report that shit about domestic violence? That's another thing that pisses me off. You notice we're more tend to just like the case with what happened with this piece of shit Zach Scalf and fucking the story of Maddie Coulter. And we had part one of our series on domestic violence. It was going to be 1 or 2 parts, but I have a feeling it's going to be more parts. So it's like a series dedicated to that. No one ever talks about the woman or the spouse or the victim or the individual whose life has been taken in this shit. And that pisses me off. It's like, you think you're big and bad by hitting a woman, huh? Only, of course, under extenuating circumstances do you ever strike a woman, and that's if you're being physically attacked and she's coming at you like with an axe or some chains and shit, and she's shooting at you. Then, of course, you have to protect yourself, right? That's obviously a self-attack. But if you're a big dude and you're beating on a fucking woman that's half your size, you're a shitbag. I think self-reporting agreement, Heather, is a meaning of they will report it when they know about it. And that's what I've heard that term. Again, some terms are not being used correctly. So what was I going to say? Is it a shout out? Is it a shout out, or is a shout out good, or calling out? Is it shout out? Because I had this decipherable conversation with my daughters that a shout out is good, but calling somebody out is bad. Does that make sense? That's the bad thing. And so I'm just wondering if that I'm using the right term. So a shout out means good, and calling out is bad. So I'm gonna call you out. So I'm gonna call people out. I'm gonna call right now. First off, I got Fort Hood, Fort Benning, Fort Bragg. What was the other one? Fort Polk, I think. Got 4 installations that we're about ready to dime the fuck out on some mold and shit. It seems like every fucking time that we bring up the case of mold, it's just like not a big fucking deal. We spend more time building new headquarters and building new fucking gyms than take care of the troops and their families and housing when it comes to fucking mold. For some reason, after 20 fucking years of the GWOT, global war on terror, 20 years of fucking war, all that fucking money that goes to everything the fuck else does not go to building new fucking barracks. See, the thing is that like right now at Fort Bragg, back in Bragg, Josiah, give me a back in Bragg, please. Back in Bragg. Everyone was shocked, dismayed, and clutches and pearls were clutched when the Sergeant Major of the Army went in to seize some barracks that were owned by a Special Operations Command. Oh, yeah. They didn't fucking know what units were being called out when the story was brought up about it. Back in Bragg, right? Did you hear any story? Did you hear what units were affected? All you heard was the SMA walked into some fucking barracks and all of a sudden all these soldiers had to up and fucking move and all this other shit. But what you didn't fucking hear is that there were a part and parcel to the buildings that were owned by, yeah, Becca Bragg, the U.S. Army Special Operations Command, USASOC. It's funny as fuck. It is really funny as fuck when it comes to mold in the barracks and behavioral health. After 20 years of fucking war, we can't figure that shit out. But hey, let's build that new fucking headquarters. Hey, did you hear about this new unit getting activated and getting all this fucking money? Let's do that. Just fill out an ICE complaint. No pun intended. Or let's do the ARMA app. Are you fucking for real? Pip's got a good point. It's a 5-year plan. It's been almost 20 fucking 5 years that we knew that there was mold in the barracks. All this funding is going to go to here and all this funding is going to go to there. Bullshit. I just blown the fuck away. So stay tuned. Each installation is going to get hit. I mean, talking about the story. I'm not talking about, are going to get called out because you can't say that on social media. If you say hit, then something's going to fucking, oh, well. Can't say that's a terroristic threat because you say something that is taken out of context. And I've already had people, say that I say terroristic things by saying common comments and also the shit. So those installations are going to get covered. And it's not going to be a WTF Moments story. It's going to be a collaborative WTF Moments with some national media story. So stay tuned to grab and go through all the fucking files and go through, I would say, files and sources and cases and direct. It's going to be a huge event. So I'm gonna say right now that Bragg is going to be one, Benning's going to be the other, Hood is going to be the other, and then Polk is going to be the other. And this is just information that we just hot off the press. This is raw data that's coming out with names included. I think the route that people don't realize is that the Garrison, IMA Installation Management Agency, the fucking Garrison, the Army that owns the Garrison, and Gordon too. Yep, thank you. I think there was another one. There was a fucking another one. And it's not going to be a pretty sight, exactly that, Pip, due to the fact that there are individuals that have been told not to fucking say anything or they'll be retaliated against. There are cases where family members who are part of advocacy groups that are being that their husbands or spouses, wives even, that once they speak up, their husbands mysteriously get put on assignment orders for other places, or get told that they need to go to the field before they can ETS, or get told that they can't get a specific school because their spouse has been involved in some sort of advocacy when it comes to fighting fucking mold. Look, it's okay to brief bad news. It really is okay to brief bad news. As a matter of fact, our nation and our soldiers would appreciate leaders if they brief the bad fucking news. If you hide it or try to use some sort of consequence management to mitigate it coming out, then that's where the American people and our soldiers in your formation don't trust you anymore. At all. Exactly that, Stan. Bad news never gets better with time. Ever. So several stories that really has me fucking fuming about this stuff is the fact that it is, look, first, it's almost like when you get in an aircraft, when there's an aircraft accident in the Army, there's a board that happens of what happened, and then there's a collateral board. And one of the board is, and I make sure that I had to dig back in my old archives of being in the aviation world, is that an accident happens in an aircraft, and then procedures went. There's an investigation. If procedures went good to go, blah 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 blah. Then there's a collateral board to see if there's anything that had happened in the organization that was partly to the environment that would led or climate that would lead to the conditions of that specific incident event. We never do that for soldiers ever. Find out what the fucking issue is. And then as we're rolling along, find out who's responsible for it, and then hammer them. I think it's always been in the news that the Navy and the Air Force fire people left and right for some things that we might think is stupid shit. But then when I asked my friends over at U.S. Navy WTF Moments, not affiliated, but they're friends, and I said, hey, what's the big deal? Why does the Navy fucking do all these reliefs so fucking fast? Well, I was explained from U.S. Navy WTF Moments that there are specific procedures and safety and they're for a reason. Understanding that if something happens to the ship, there has to be specific procedures to save the ship. If they're not followed, then it could lead to loss of life or loss of the ship. So once that, okay, got it, cool. We don't do that. There's policies that have been written. There's Army directives that have been published. And it seems for some reason, in some of these cabezas, or some of these heads of leaders, don't follow it. They don't. When it came to fucking ponytails, when it came to the Army directive on parental leave, there's no it's a directive that's been put in place. And what these leaders are doing is that they're going behind being sneaky about it and saying, well, this was expired this time, and that's not really in place yet. No. You go by the last order given, right? By the last directive given. Nowhere in the Army right now, nothing published within Army Alarax or Army directives have said that the new parental leave policy, and the AR 600-1 updates to women wearing ponytails has changed. Big Sarge needs to knock that shit out. There's going to be some policies that are going to be implemented soon, and we're ready. We're expecting this. We are totally expecting leaders not to fucking follow it. We are totally expecting it. We don't fuck around when it comes to parental leave. What's funny is that the parental leave stuff about guys saying, well, you shouldn't have this, and it's just killing, it's killing readiness. Hey, you know what? Dudes have been knocking out women in the military for decades. So shut the fuck up. Remember I was talking about, what were we talking about? Sheep butt. Hey, who's that new sheep butt in the unit? And you show up, and what if you two get together in an organization? You don't give a fuck about your kids, or you don't give a fuck about your spouse when it comes to parental leave? Should she have your baby, dudes? I kind of like watching the comments at WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, seeing everybody get so fucking pissed off like the Army's going to end because we're doing some things that are a little bit more comfort and a little making common sense and taking care of soldiers for that specific reason. You know, dual military couples, single parents, single parent. I've done dual mil, single parent, done it, right? Is it readiness or people first? You could be people first and enhance readiness by being people first. Just like when I say, if you crush your APFT or ACFT and you get a high score, you shouldn't have to do a fucking height and weight. Isn't it the Army's measure of physical fitness is to pass? And if you get a specific score, you pass, you don't have to worry about doing height and weight? Isn't that meaning the end state and the end goal? The culture is the fact that Big Sarge, with their helicopter leadership and their overly mom type of micromanaging, think that unit PT is the way to go. I know, Oscar. I try, man. I try in the common sense. People say, "Oh, you're just being whiny," or "You're just being this." I know for a fact that when I was dual mil single parent, when I was in, it was noticeably different how I was treated. The problem is that I saw the difference. I saw how women soldiers were being treated as opposed to how I was treated when it came to being a single parent. It really is an eye-opener when you have that happen. When that happens, then you go, fuck. Then you start looking at things at a different focus. I'm not saying stop soldiering. I'm not saying that you should have an excuse to just fucking get out of stuff. I'm just saying abolish unit PT. There is what I saw earlier, second, third, and fourth order effects. Dual military couple, male, same sex, male, female, doesn't matter. Dual military couple. Who's going to take the kid to daycare? Does your unit accord specific time for you to take your kids to daycare? There's a program that's out there right now that the National fucking Guard, is going to pay for childcare so soldiers can attend drill. I saw a post on the comments when we posted it on WTF Nation Radio. Exactly that, David. You just right there, brother. Right there is exactly hurting retention. I have people commenting saying that this is the end of the fucking world. People laughing. Fucking you fucking rando motherfuckers that have probably served 2-3 years in the Army, didn't have any fucking kids while you were in. Hate to say it, but most men of color in the infantry see the hate. Never forget in basic training called the N-word in the Bay. And it was a fight club for, I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you. Six states right now, currently. 6 states are doing a pilot program to ensure that soldiers can have daycare provided for free. For free. And everyone likes to throw the little comments, active duty pays for it. And active duty, do they? I like to know a child care center that active duty pays for or all that stuff. Has that changed? I thought you paid child care based on rank or something like that. Six states, and as a matter of fact, I almost feel like having the program manager to this, because this is awesome. Starting September 1st in preparation for drill weekends beginning in November. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Mexico, Ohio, Virginia, and Washington State are going to do the weekend drill child care pilot. It won't cost anything to the troops, and it's been signed by the National Guard Bureau Personnel Chief already. So think about the second, third order effects that let's talking about. Dual military couple, who takes the kid who's going to take the kid to daycare? Or if it's a single parent, male or female, I've seen both. You need to be here 15 minutes prior to 15 minutes prior to 15 minutes prior to 15 minutes prior. Now, we talked about this when Fort Jackson broke their story of having 24-hour daycare. Childcare is expensive as hell. It is expensive. I had baby ice in a freaking childcare slash school, and holy crap! If we still had wooden BDUs, this would be a problem. Heath, I know you're busting balls. So I see the second and third order effects, and I see, first off, we need to get rid of PT. I'm not saying you don't do PT. I'm just saying you get rid of organized PT. Because you have Big Sarge 15 minutes prior, 30 minutes prior. Big Sarge will say you may have to be formation. Oh, formation's at 0630. You need to show up PT, do 6:30 PT until you need to be there at 6:15, and then you're going to have a platoon sergeant meeting at 6 o'clock, and then you need to be at 5:45 because there's going to be fucking a line at the gate. So by the time all that takes place, you have to fight traffic to get to a CDC. So that means you got to wake up your little one at dark 30 so you can drop the little one off. Little one gets dropped off. And then you got to fight traffic to make formation. You make formation. Then you have to hear some big sarge out there pontificating for 15 fucking minutes, killing your PT time. Then, depending on the proximity of where you live, you either shower where you're at, shower at the gym, or shower at home. If you have it good like that, I guess. Then you go through your fucking day. Single parent now I'm talking about. You work until 1900, but the CDC closes at 1830. Then you got to haul ass, pick up your kid, take the kid home, prep chow, get the kid ready, read a story, go over homework, and then do the whole fucking cycle all over again. I'm going to admit something right now that I've never admitted before. I did as much as I could to make sure that we didn't have fucking formation for PT. Did my CSM know it? Probably. But we had no PT failures in the company. But we had no fucking people overweight. The ones that are overweight and the ones that were not doing good in PT is because they had medical reasons why. Injury or something like that, and they tried to take a PT test and they fucking failed it. Maybe you shouldn't have taken a PT test, dumbass, or something like that, I love the drive, but however, no. It's pretty frustrating to see that on social media, especially when veterans just sit there and shit talk the Army how they are now. When I was in, this would not have happened, and you're just like ruining readiness. Wow. Weren't you fucking chicks? Were you fucking chicks in while you were in the Army? That's what blows me away. Weren't you not getting ass in the Army? Did you not meet your wife or spouse in the Army? Imagine if some fucking big sergeant like fucking you was treating your wife like that. Be pretty pissed, wouldn't you? You'd throw some hands, wouldn't you? If you had some honor, at least you would. Behavioral health. Behavioral health. We don't fuck around with behavioral health. But then again, the Army's not equipped to handle it. Remember what I was saying about those brand new headquarters? And those new gyms? Ain't gonna fucking work like that. You're a soldier, we're expected to be PT on your own. Aviation mission. Yeah, exactly that. If soldier readiness is number one and aviation aircraft was number one, then wouldn't you think that having just normal PT with your chief would be all right? Or your team or your platoon, just doing your own PT on your own? I've seen absolute fucking stellar soldiers kicking ass doing PT in their own. But then you always have Big Sarge going, what happened to this? What happened to that? That's a good point right there, dude. What happened to PT in the afternoon? Who says PT has to be done in the afternoon? I mean, can't be done in the afternoon. What is it about this early morning formation shit? Right? I'm gonna post a thing right here. Let me window cap it, because since tonight I'm just ranting and I'm just kind of like going off a script and shit, because I'm not gonna take a break tonight, by the way. So I'm just gonna push through for another 20 minutes and stuff. Shoot the shit. Heather, adults? I don't think so. The Army doesn't consider the most professional fighting force in the world and on the planet adults. Let me pull up this thing about behavioral health and see how fucking you guys feel about this. You might have not seen this, or you may have seen this on the main page. If you've not, then I'll just show you right quick. Oh, let me get my face out of this image here. Nobody needs to see my face. There we go. This right here has got us pretty pissed off too. So I think I could squeeze my face in here. There we go. Yeah, I could totally squeeze my face. I have to make my nose smaller though. There we go. So the Army wants to talk about how it wants to fix behavioral issues, but the Army also does this. As was stated in the post, we understand that there's a shortage of providers, but it shouldn't take a soldier hitting their breaking point of suicide to get help. The Army needs to get better at this. Realize that we do have an issue and work to fix it. The tech just said that the BH was supposed to deflect any case that is not clinically urgent because they're understaffed. But he's going to talk to a provider to see if they will see me anyways. I scored 20 out of 21 on anxiety and 17 out of 20 on depression. I'm still not clinically urgent because I'm not suicidal. We have really fucking funny individuals that are commenting on that. Go to that post. Posted it 8 hours ago and see the fucking tool bags that are in there commenting. One of them, by the name of Carl, decided to say, "This site is beginning to suck. What is the message you're wanting to convey? Motherfucker, I'm going to tell you what message we're trying to convey is that the Army's fucking up on behavioral health. I every time I see fucking little comments like that, these little bullshit little fucking, I don't know if these are trolls. I don't know if these are little fucking, guys who didn't serve the fucking military. The comments does piss me off. I mean, come on, I'm a professional troll back in the day, and seeing comments that comes out like that is kind of funny, right? Some funny comments are funny comments. Don't get me wrong. I'm just like breaking balls. When it comes to the seriousness of behavioral health, it's always the ones that are crying about 22 a day and PTSD and I got your 6 are also the same ones that are in the fucking comments trolling posts like what we do. What message are you trying to convey? Yeah, go figure. There's nothing funny. Exactly. There's nothing funny about BH. Now, don't get me wrong. We shit talk so much to each other anyways. Veterans will break balls and talk all about, hey, hell, even I fucking say this shit. I do. I break balls about stuff like, hey, man, you all right? You fucking, hey, fucker, you good? You know, whatever. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm good. Oh, I'll say, I got told that. Hey, old fucker. You going to see now? You okay? Everything all right? I get fucking told that. That's still getting wrong in jest, I guess. But when someone comes at you, then there you go. We get people that get so fucking thick, just like to talk shit. And I'm like, you know what? If that was your fucking daughter or your son, family member, mom, dad, and they saw you fucking talking like this shit. All right, PZ, take it easy, man. And that's it. Exactly that. The VA will only take you serious if you have a paper trail. Yeah, I just get blown the fuck away. Blown away at the comments from these guys. We were commented on, and a comment was provided to us on Twitter, because we're all on all platforms. We got to be on all platforms because everybody's, believe it or not, there is a large percentage of leadership, although a small percentage of followership on Twitter. Does that make sense? Meaning all your leaders, all your platoon sergeants, all your fucking virtue signaling toxic motherfuckers are on Twitter. That like to get screenshots of what you say and put it on Twitter. So there you go. So get a Twitter account. Or you just go on Twitter and you hear about something like that. We'll post, most of these things are mostly chats or in DMs, stuff like that. So as an active duty behavioral health provider, I can absolutely confirm this. We are drowning with no help on the horizon, even though we desperately want to do more. And that was posted to us on Twitter. Everyone's like, oh, well, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be posting this. You shouldn't be posting that. Nah. We tried that. We tried the nice shit already. We tried the working through and trying to fucking be. It's almost like you took advantage of that fucking niceness, and now you're like, oh no. Why do you think you're seeing a lot more call outs? The resources do feel thin. Exactly that, John. If they're the ones that are saying that, then they're the ones that. So going back to what I was saying, felt like almost like I felt kind of like, I felt, and this is me, I felt that they're taking advantage of the fact that the WTF Nation would work with some organizations that we weren't going to say anything, and then on action it. When we come back to work with them, to come back to see what the status was, usually wasn't the case. So that's not happening anymore. That's not happening at all. So, what unit was this? Let me see. I think this was a unit. Hang on, let me see. Let me double check. I don't want to steer you guys wrong. Get you the wrong information. The wrong installation. Fort Riley. That's the location. We're at a breaking point to where we should be shifting our priorities away from stop sending soldiers to JRTC or any CTC. Don't even get me started on leaders that are changing profiles. That's happening too. You are the worst fucking NCO on the planet or the worst command team on the planet. Big bag of dicks if you call a soldier's provider to change to change a fucking status of a profile so they can go to a CTC. I don't get it. You are not qualified. It's kind of funny, huh? Nobody gave two shits when it came to COVID mitigation. Nobody gave a fuck about that shit, right? We saw it. A couple organizations actually paid attention to it and did follow it. Other ones, fuck it. Do what I fucking want. Blah, blah, blah. But then all of a sudden when it comes to profiles, when it comes to numbers, you are the most worthless NC on the planet if you do it. If you're calling up a troops doc to get a profile downgraded or get a cancel a surgery that's necessary, the worst. As a matter of fact, we want you, WTF Nation, to hit the inbox if you've had any of that stuff. Do you really need to have that soldier just sitting around? Damn, exactly that, KJ. Do you really need to have your soldier just fucking sitting there just so you could have the fucking numbers? Oh, it's funny because there was I'm on all the fucking platforms. Some days I'll be more on Twitter, some days I'll be more on Instagram, some days I'll be more on Facebook, some days I'll be more on YouTube. I'm just blah, 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 bouncing all over the place. I have to, you know what I mean? I have to be all over the place. So what I do, right? So the division recently rolled out to a CTC. The division staff was loaded to the fucking gills. They were considering making pregnant soldiers and changing profiles to roll out due to the BCT being short. Do you want to know what? Since we're talking the subject, do you want to know where that organization is at? Fort Riley? Yeah. The same organization that posted that BH, the BH stuff is the same organization that tried to get soldiers to go out on a fucking, we're like, please send us names. Oh no, we're some of us are good. We're good to go. But the unit at its detriment though, didn't have the specific numbers. That even grabbed the attention of the FORSCOM commander that showed up. He was not happy. Dang, your shortages of the brigade combat team is not. But damn, that staff looks good, right? Yeah, full 110% to the gills. Have we lost our fucking focus? I would say yes. Has the Army lost and shifted its focus to what it's really about now that we're back from the GWAT? Now that the Infinity War has ended? Should we not be using that as a reset to recollect ourselves? Oh, it's just recovery, right? Recovery. We talk about recovery all the fucking time when it comes to maintenance and our equipment. But we never talk about recovery for the troops or their families. Soldiers came back from all these rotational exercises in Europe. Did you have to send them all? Could some of them had stayed back? I also said before that it's zero, exactly that, Stan. Zero recovery for the troops, man. Do we have a manning issue, really? Or do we have a HQ and bloated command homesteader issue? It's time to trim those headquarters and kill off all that borrowed military manpower for those HQs. Send all those rideouts and hideouts to the BCTs. It's okay, guys. It's okay, homesteaders and hideouts at brigade and division. It's okay. The war's over now. You could go ahead and go. You don't have to be scared anymore. You could go back to those fucking units. I'll say it. There's some fucking cowards that were scared of going to Iraq and Afghanistan. Send all their asses down to the fucking units. It's time to look at the force and see it's time to cut the fat. You can't sit there and say you're building new fucking programs and post that shit all over fucking all all over social media. We're doing this program, we're doing that program, we're doing that program. And then you see that program, that feedback that you just saw that I just posted earlier. It's pretty fucking frustrating, dude. It's a Monday for me today, I guess. It's Thursday. If you joined the military, let me say that again. If you joined the military, what did you fucking expect was going to happen? You're going to fucking deploy. Your whole goal was to go, and it wasn't to go right out and go to school, to get those fellowships and decide to hit those new cushy assignments, which frankly, I think they should go the fuck away. Hell, we got West Pointers now that if they're in the West Point athlete program, they get to forego their fucking contract for a little bit to go play for the NFL. Damn. So just what are you in for? What are you serving? What are you? I'm serious. What are you serving? What are you serving your country and your soldiers? Or are you just there to get collect a paycheck? Are you a welfare soldier, just there to fucking collect a check, not really fucking soldier, and then complain when you're going to be told to be doing soldier things? I don't know, man. The last time I checked, it's your fucking job to stay in shape. It's your fucking job to be qualified in your weapon, to be tactically and technically proficient. But damn, I've seen some people that have stayed in headquarters for so fucking long. They don't know what fucking, I don't know. I literally had sort of, we got JLTV. What's a JLTV? What's an MRAP? Is that how an MRAP works? I don't know. This is the first time I've seen an MRAP. This is the first time I've seen it at 11:51. Where the fuck you been? You can't sit there and say that soldiers for life, like myself, retired veterans and service members, are going to be there to help assist in the Army recruiting issues. Well, I've not gotten a fucking phone call. As a matter of fact, I've not been invited to several initiatives of influencers to talk about recruiting. I have at my fingertips access to information that Recruiter Times. So I'll just ask them, hey, bros, how y'all doing? What's going on with this, and this? We have a pretty good relationship now, Recruiter Times and WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. Really good relationship when it comes to recruiting stuff. I get all the fucking feedback. If you have an 1151 from Old Ice, I'm a Jeep guy. My first vehicle that I have, my 348, I should pull it out here, but it's got my social all over it. That was back when the Army used to post socials on everything. Yeah, it was a Jeep. It was the Jeep. The Army Jeep. I had it. That was the Jeep. It was the second. It was the second evolution Jeep. Exactly. So I had the Jeep. That was on my 348. That's my first vehicle that I learned how to drive when I joined. Jeep. I wasn't invited. I could have provided some feedback. We all could have provided feedback. That our inbox goes back a decade. We could give you quantitative stats of what the issues were. It's not happening in cycles. It's now getting worse. Let's take it back exactly that. I don't know, mano. I'll hit you up, man, in the DMs. I'll let you know when I'm San Antonio. This is what's killing our formation. I'm seeing this as a non-commissioned officer. I'm not seeing this as a ranting bro vet. That's the best part about being in this gig is that I get to see our I get to see our active force, our National Guard force, our reserve force, our DA civilian and retired. I get to see that. I get to see that real time. It's incredible. It's not cyclical. It's not cycling anymore. Nope. It is all fucking. It's getting worse. And if you're not going to listen to the Soldiers for Life If you're not going to listen to the Soldiers for Life and ostracize some of them because you don't like where they work, we see the fucking favoritism. Because WTF is in WTF moments is why some organizations won't work with us. But because we have commands that see this is where the audience is at, their formations are at, they have no problems working with us. Hey, all right, X. Appreciate it, man. I see this now in my evaluation of how things are going. It's getting worse. To the point where us being apolitical is no longer apolitical anymore. I never fucking talked about politics when I was fucking in. We would shoot the shit about whatever, but I didn't give a fuck. What's our next hit time? Shit, we got Chow. How much ammo do we got? Where's so-and-so at? Are they still in the barracks? Questions like that. A reporter walks up to you and asks you a question. You didn't go off on the reporter. Joe's didn't go off on the reporter. They didn't talk shit to the media. Somewhere along the line, somebody thought that they had the sack to talk to the media, to speak for the Army, and when the media claps back, then all of a sudden there's a civ-mil divide between the media and the military. That is it's a huge rift, right? There's a chasm in between. Why doesn't the military get along with the media anymore? That poking that hand that feeds you and shit? If you're there to tell the Army story, if you're there to influence the Army story, you shouldn't fucking take sides. U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio isn't the Army, but we have the Army. Does that make sense? Our admins, the way we work things is for a fucking reason. I'm glad it's like this. I'm glad no other media organization does this. I guarantee it. I just have a challenge for you. Do better. Try to keep up. It's not shit talking. I have media colleagues from all media outlets that are pretty fucking cool with me. That I get along well. Some that won't even talk to me because they think that I'm supposed to. You're not helping me. You're not helping your case out when you're sitting there talking shit about WTF Moments. When you're then coming to us in our DMs. If WTF Moments is so bad, why are you in my DMs? Raw data is being given to you, and it's just like, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm sorry I'm ranting like this, but it's just fucking, it's worse. Put it in a WTF PowerPoint. Woo, man, that was some talk. The analytics for that, though, is, I mean, let's see. Let me go on some of the analytics here. So, just so that way people understand, just every day, at least every day, we're getting like 4,000 or 5,000 likes. Every fucking day, follows and shit like that. Our post engagements through that period of time, post engagements are 7 million, 7.3 million. In the last month, our reach has been 18 million. Hey, what's up, Recruiter Times? We're just talking about you. Clear your calendar for September because we're going to get you guys come on. Because I'm going to be back from San Antonio at the end of the month. So that right there in itself, all that information and data is what we have to deal with. None of you would want to see. You can see the absolute best, which is why the pictures of the week is one of the best. I love the pictures of the week. Comments of the week too, hilarious. Loved it. The pictures of the week. I love the Army. I'm just as passionate as the Army as everyone else should be for the good, right? As we should. I'm not doing this to fucking fuck up the Army. Another mill influencer, Terminal Lance, talked about how some of the Marines, Marine leadership said he was a detriment to the standards or something like that of the Corps, of the Marine Corps. We get the same thing. How is it highlighting some bullshit and trying to make the Army better a detriment to the organization? You don't like the way we fucking say it. I've been told that we've been saying the way what everyone else has been thinking. Do we get frustrated at times as well when something doesn't go the way we want it to? We actually get pretty pissed off because we'll go to an organization that won't unfuck themselves, and it's exactly that, David. It's target feedback, exactly that. Sharing our life experience for real, dude. You guys are, man. It's we're getting real-time data. It's real. This is real raw. And we get frustrated too. We go through our own jag. And like, can we fucking just, what can we do to fix this? What can we do to this organization? And it boils a lot of it down that we can highlight that it's fucked up. It's not illegal. He's just an asshole. Or she's an asshole. You see it a lot. You see it a lot. Units will do just enough to know that it's not illegal, unethical, or immoral. But then again, we'll come right back around and say, people first! Why doesn't nobody want to show up to my organized fun day? So organizations or mill influencers like Terminal Lance highlighting toxicity within the Corps, within the Marine Corps, I don't understand how that's a detriment to the Marine Corps. Just like any would be any different than U.S. Army WTF Moments doing the same thing, highlighting our organization. Jim. Boy. And that's what I was going to close with. That's what I was going to close with. We posted a meme. That got some of our foreign allies pretty pissed off that we posted it. We're not saying that we don't want to support Ukraine, okay? We definitely don't. We definitely are not saying that. We definitely don't want you to feel that way. What we are saying is that if you're going to give money to them, then the mold should not be an issue. That's just my feeling. Also, it's like don't bite the hand that feeds you type thing. Our Ukrainian allies, 100%. Anything that has to do with fucking up Ivan, I wish we'd just get it over with and just fuck up Ivan right now. Fuck it. Us doing it. But then again, we just came out of, Infinity War, and, knowing how we are, we would fuck that up too. So we posted a meme that got our Ukrainian audience pretty pissed off. And again, it wasn't a disrespect to the Ukrainians. It was a total and 100% disrespect to us. The U.S. military industrial complex. It's got a cat, and then there's a cat and a dog. The Mick is holding the dog, signifying Ukraine. U.S. service members being the cat, looking for moldy barracks, watching Ukraine get all the money and war material and tools to succeed. God damn, dude. That's a gut check. Those are your soldiers highlighting this shit. To our Ukrainian friends, you have to understand where we're coming from. That in 20 fucking years of war that we've been involved with, our soldiers and our family members are still staying in fucked up accommodations that are supposed to be provided by our leadership. We're not pissed off at the Ukrainians. We're not pissed off at, we're just seeing that, look, we've had 20 fucking years of war and our barracks are still fucked up. Our housing's still fucked up. There's nothing wrong with highlighting that. It's not saying that we don't support you anymore. It's not saying that we are fucking Putin lovers like we're fucking starting to see now. Oh, no, now you guys support Putin. Man, fuck Putin. Hang on. Let me change my camera here so I can say this again. And I'm going to throw a big fuck Putin. Fuck him. I'll say that right fucking now. Recruiter Times. You need the blank for this one so that way we can... Peter says that, those smoke bomb barracks were moldy 3 years ago when I lived there as a private, and I thought it was just normal at the time. I'd say go a little bit further back. The joke's exactly higher respect. After the show, I'll shoot you the blank there, Recruiter Times. So we're not saying this because we fucking are all of a sudden become Putin. We've been called, you guys are Putin sympathizers. No, motherfucker. We've had soldiers for the last 20 fucking years while we were going to fucking war, watching money fucking go the fuck away, and we're like, hey, why'd you build that fucking gym, Fort Bragg? When those soldiers on Smoke Bomb Hill are all fucking living in that shit. We've all fucking, when I was assigned there, back at Bragg, I'll say it again, we fucking even saw it too. Every time we keep bringing it up, the leaders of the organization keep bringing it up, bring it up. Oh, now look at this new look at this new gym. We're building a new complex. Here's these new headquarter buildings off the Gruber Road in Riley. So we can highlight that shit. Russia invaded in February. Multi-billion-dollar fund packages have been going. That's what the soldiers are seeing. They're not saying that we want you to fucking stop sending money. Send all the fucking money. But I want to see our fucking soldiers not living in moldy barracks. I want to see our family members not breathing the fucking mold spores in their fucking housing. I want to see all the fucking, because it's going to get posted later in the stories as we go along. I want to know why soldiers are staying in fucking in hotels and being put on fucking wait lists at Fort Benning and at fucking Fort Bragg for fucking housing. I didn't realize that the garrisons and DPW was such a fucking racket. So all that money that we were supposed to have got, instead, what units have been doing, your army has decided, wait, we don't have enough fucking, we can't have this white space here. Fuck behavioral health. Fuck your barracks. That's what the soldiers are seeing. That's what our formation is seeing. And multi-billion-dollar packages going out. You know what? I bet you if the fucking soldiers in the barracks had new shit, they had new billets, dude, if soldiers just had new shit, look, 20 years. 20 years. And Ukraine has been given more money than our soldiers living in the barracks. I see the fucking comments in there from our Ukrainian partners. You guys are taking this fucking meme too sensitive. I have some Ukrainian friends. I'm going to tell you what. You need to fucking, pump your brakes on that shit. We're not talking about you. We totally support our Ukrainian allies. Again, I'm going to say this again. Fuck you, Putin. I'm going to get zucked probably. Fuck your couch. Exactly. Yeah, dude, it's fucking frustrating, man. I really get fucking pissed off when people are like, oh, well, yeah, whatever. No. If I had to see the barracks get fucking rebuilt on Smoke Bomb Hill, and I see more accommodations, I hear soldiers and see family members and their housing getting fucking fixed up, then I think nobody would say shit. If there wasn't any fucking wait lists on fucking Fort Benning or fucking Fort Bragg, I don't think anybody would say shit. We all have our stories serving with Ukrainian military. I have. we're not sliding them at all, okay? We are simply pointing out that as much emphasis and quickly securing funding for Ukraine should be the same be placed on soldiers' housing and equipment and behavioral health. That fucking money. I didn't fucking know that money was there. I think our behavioral health resource system could have an injection of hiring new behavioral health practitioners in every organization. I think what it is that the military leadership, fucking, I'm like sounding all fucking conspiracy theory now. I almost sound like Alex Jones. The military leadership. I think Army leaders are worried that they're going to get their dimes dropped, that a behavioral health specialist is in their organization telling them how fucked up their organization is. They don't want to look in the mirror. Again, we are pointing out simply that as much emphasis and quickly securing fundings for Ukraine should be the same be placed on soldiers' housing. Why do we fucking suck at multitasking when it comes to this shit? The Army talks about innovation and advancing the way we fight, but yet we are headquartered like we're back in the fucking 90s and 80s. Good point, Heather. There are homes right now that are sitting empty right now. Homes right now in installation sitting empty. I mean, one time me and Spanky did a big old math project. I got upset because I hate math. What happened to battalion influx? Yeah. We want you guys to do us a favor. The boss is probably going to get pissed off when I say this. I want you guys to do me a favor. Talk about mold. Be a source to let us know what's going on with mold in housing and in barracks at Bragg, Benning, Hood, and Stewart. And Polk. Feel free to say it. ICE told us to drop information about what's been going on. Send it. We got no problem if you. I mean, because again, we did this. We posted a lot of mold shit back in the day, and there was some testimony. We even had some guests coming on here that talked about it. I'm gonna bring some more. I'm gonna bring them up. I collect my notes and shit before I bring advocacies and all that. But I'm gonna have guests coming on, and surprise for you guys that I've been talking to, from Benning, from Hood, from Bragg, to come on the show. And since Congress won't fucking hear us, we're going to make them hear us. We'll post this shit on WTF Moments and broadcast it live. See, back in the day, we didn't have the reach that we had on the old mold story, but now we are. Send pictures, points of contact to who you... Now, don't... Here's what I want you guys to... I don't want you guys to do. Don't get into speculation. Don't get any drama. Just say, this is what happened. We filed this thing. We were told by this person and this person to do that, and then send it to us. And that's it. Don't go speculating, stuff like that. If you feel like your family member has been retaliated against, or there's some sort of coincidental things like, hey, my husband, I'm an advocate, and I reported this, and all of a sudden my husband almost got his career ruined, fucking say it. But it's got to be kind of like, it's obvious if there's been some retaliation. I mean, we could put two and two together. I'm not saying this like fucking, but do it. A friend of mine just said, take it back. Take it back. We're going to take it back. We're going to empower you guys again to fucking report this whole mold and behavioral health shit. I'm not going anywhere, by the way, on this. All right, Jim. Peace. I know you. Hey, Jim, I know you're not talking about me. I know that. It is crap. This whole situation's crap. So, with that, let's see if we got any announcements. We didn't cut sheets or something like that, so we can see what's going on the show. Did you guys check out the Pop Culture Warrior with his guest? That was pretty cool. I keep messing up I'm not beyond me. Oof, I don't want to mess it up. She's great. She was great, man. Great Great guest, man. Awesome. Don't forget, next week again, we're going to be talking to Scott Mann. He's going to be our guest host on Thursday for Sergeant's Time. We're also going to be playing Elegy of a Green Beret live. So it's going to be me with some commentary in the beginning. Movie's going to be playing, and then there'll be post discussion. That way you guys can call in, talk about it, let it all out, shoot the breeze, tell me what you thought of the film and all that. And then Thursday will be Scott Mann coming on. So, boy, talk about unscripted, man. Appreciate you guys' patience. I totally appreciate your guys' patience. So, yeah, he's going to be a guest. He's going to be a guest co-host. So I'm not going to have Spanky with. Spanky was supposed to be coming back, but Scott Mann's going to be riding shotgun with me that whole night. We're going to be talking about just that whole evacuation and that whole event leading up to the bombing of Abbey Gate. So, but anyhow, if you guys don't have anything for me, hope you make posts, not just this podcast tonight. Post of what? Heather, be specific. Post of what? Post of what we discussed? Or what? No, this podcast is just a warning. I'm firing across bows. I'm going to speak all Navy and shit. I'm shooting across the bow, setting up a red flare that if hopefully individuals have listened to us tonight to know that's what's coming. And then, of course, you'll see it just pop on the timeline. Boop, boop. It'll be up there. Talk about the mold or talk about behavior health. So, yeah, that CTC that had that low percentage of forces at Riley. The behavioral health stuff at Riley. So there you go. But anyways. Oh, asking people for their stuff. Oh yeah. No. Just do it right. Yeah, we're gonna do a call out. That's what you're saying. We're more like, again, we got to sift through a lot of data right now for one story that we're about ready to publish or assist on, and it's got to be, we got to get it, knocked out. So yeah, there'll be more of a call out. So I get what you mean now. Thanks for clearing it up. Anywho, don't forget we have a show every night, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Well, we don't have one every night, right? But we are going to have one coming up on Sunday. So I'm excited. So pretty soon, I would say probably by the end of the year, we're probably going to have 7 shows. God. Whew. 7 shows. We used to have 7 shows. We're going back to the way it used to be. Our sports show. We're going to have we're going to have a Wednesday show. And then I think I've been talking in discussion with a Saturday show. So it's going to be like blam. So I'm excited. So make sure you, share, like, and follow U.S. Army WTF Moments Facebook page, WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page. We broadcast these podcasts on those 2 Facebook pages, but also on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. So for Friday Night Lights tomorrow. Yeah, the recruiting show. No, I still need to get you guys in the DMs, man, so that way we can discuss your appearance in September. Because once I come back from my event, my calendar is opening up a little bit more, and we'll be able to get you guys to come on and shoot the shit and talk about some of the feedback and some of the things you guys are doing at Recruiter Times, because you guys are doing the Lord's work too on the recruiting side of the house. Man, we get a lot of questions too. And I just say, hey, go to Recruiter Times, go to their inbox, hit them up, and then bam, there you go. WTFNationRadio.com. We have a Discord. And today I think I reconfirmed it. We're starting to put that thing starting to get put back together again with more. These podcast connectings are a pain in the butt. So then you'll soon be able to download all of our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, because we had to tear down our infrastructure and rebuild it. It's Free Dog Madness. Oh man, I miss my bro. Y'all take it easy and have a good night. And yeah, so peace out. Fuck Putin. Y'all have a good night. See ya.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Я батько. Я молодший брат.
Я водій маршрутки. Я скоро одружуся. Я фанат шахтера.
Начальник отдела продаж.
Я прораб.
Я программист.
Я свидетель на свадьбе.
Борщица.
Дядя Юра. Таксист. Я вчитель фізкультури.
Я студент-геолог.
У мене своя фірма.
Я кращий друг зі школи.
Я сусід, який завжди стукає по батареї.
Я єдиний син.